Okay, Matt, go ahead and say hello, everybody.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. Hey, sorry for the technical difficulties. I want to say a quick good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are here in the U.S. or Canada. I'm Matt Yamamoto. I'm the Director of Sales for Dolphin, and I just want to say how excited we all are to have you on a webinar today, which is the first in our Advantage Webinar Series. For those of you who attended our user meeting this year in Phoenix, you might remember me saying that the vision of this Advantage Webinar Series is to provide more tools and education to help all of you to continue to grow your practices, and then also, of course, provide a wonderful experience for your patients. And today, of course, today's webinar is, of course, focusing on acquiring new patients. So we're excited for that. The vision is to do these webinars, I would say, every 2 months or quarterly. So please be sure that we have your current email address, and then please be on the lookout on our Facebook page as new webinars will pop up and come up. And then lastly, I want to say a big thank you to everyone again and appreciate you taking your time here to expand your knowledge. And I want to say a big thank you and a big welcome to our Dolphin customers that are on the call today, and then also, of course, any potential new customers to add to our Dolphin family. So we've got a great speaker for you today. Our speaker today is Brian Devine, which you may or may not have already introduced himself. So again, I apologize for the technical difficulties, but Brian's the president of Top Line Management. And many of you may remember that Brian actually spoke at our user meeting this year, which had a wonderful response. And so we're excited and grateful to have him here today. And then just a quick bio that I wanted to read is a recognized orthodontic sales and marketing leader, Brian Devine, combines industry knowledge and technical expertise to produce results for his clients. As president of Top Line Management, founder of Practice Marketing Systems, Practice Revolution, and Practice Fuel, Brian has built an efficient organization that specializes in online orthodontic marketing. So welcome, Brian. We're excited to have him, and please take it away.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that that wonderful introduction. And thank you to everybody for being here, everybody that is here. Thank you for actually taking the time out of your day. I know that everybody's busy. So let's jump right in, and I just want to cover just a couple of small housekeeping issues. There's hopefully you've already played around with that chat box there on the right, so please use it. Ask questions as they come up. We'll be monitoring that, so if I can't answer right away, then we'll make sure that we write them down so we get to them at the end. And we're also offering a little bribe to convince you to stay to the end, okay? And the little bribe there is this Google My Business 2.0 video course that we have. And if you can stay to the end, we're going to give you access to that course absolutely free. It's going to give you everything that you need to know about Google My Business, your listing, how to make it as effective as possible. And we have a special free custom video that we're going to be giving you towards the middle, because we know that not everyone's going to be able to stay to the end, and we want to make sure that everybody gets a little something out of this. And then for those of you who already know that you're not going to be able to stay to the end, simply put your email and the word yes in the chat box if you would like us to just do a free marketing analysis for you. This is not a sales pitch in disguise. We just want to give everybody, whether you can stay to the end or not, something of high value. So there are no strings attached with it, not a big sales pitch, and we just want to make sure that you get something. Now, of course, if you stay to the end and you want the free analysis, you can do the same thing. Put your email and the word yes into the chat box anytime during the presentation, and we will be happy to get that done for you. All right, let's get started, okay? I want you to be thinking about this question. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to wake up each day knowing that new patients are just coming in like clockwork? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to focus on being the best orthodontist that you can be instead of being frustrated about how to market your practice? And have you ever wondered what it would be like to take a vacation and know that your practice is growing even while you're out of town? So I want to try to get some interaction here with this webinar. We have a poll, and hopefully it's going to pop up here any second. But I want to know kind of why you're here. I want you to interact, and I want you to tell me kind of what's going on. Why are you here? Is it because you want to make more money in your practice? If that's the case, please tap that on the poll that's come up. If you're here because you want a system for bringing in new patients that you can just count on, then hit that option so that we know that that's why you're here. And then finally, just in case, if all you want is to just get maybe a nugget or two that you can start using right away, go ahead and select that option in the poll. And we'll just give it a second or two so that everybody can engage. And hopefully we've got some results. Awesome. All right. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate getting that interaction. And do we have a number? All right. So looks like we have nugget or two. Perfect. So we'll make sure that you have that, and I'll make sure to highlight a few things that you'll be able to utilize. Now, you're going to discover what we consider the fastest way to be seen as the obvious choice online, and then how to do this without having to add more new stuff into your practice. We don't want you to get any more overwhelmed than you might already be. Okay, the promise that I'm going to make you today is that by the end of this presentation, not only will you know more about digital marketing than 90% of your colleagues, but you'll know how to do it right, and you'll know exactly what to focus on to make your competition irrelevant. Hopefully that's fair for everybody. Now, the problem that you might be thinking of right now is you don't know who to trust, especially after you might have already spent thousands of dollars on marketing, and maybe you didn't get any real tangible results. You know something worked, but maybe you don't know what worked. So we want to make sure that we cover that for you. You also might be wondering, how do you know what's working, what's not working, what can you track, how do you track it, and we'll talk about that. And then finally, what we're seeing in the market right now is that referral sources are drying up. And just a quick story is that I know actually 2 doctors personally who had an amazing referral source, and they had like their top 2 or 3 dentists that would refer to them, and they just stopped referring all inside of 1 year. And that completely changed their practice. And I want to make sure that if anything like that happens to anyone on this call, that they have other sources, so it won't change everything in the practice. It just means you have to put some more effort someplace else. So what is digital marketing? Well, it's everything that you can do online to get new patients to find you and call you. And you're going to hear me talk about calling, because that is what we want. We don't just want you to look good. We want you to be called. All right. So you might have heard of what we call the shiny object syndrome. It's that internet marketing, it seems like the tactics are changing constantly. But I want you to remember that good, solid marketing, it stays very consistent. The internet, it just gives you access to the right people at the right time in the right way. So why is everyone talking about digital marketing? Well, it's because that is where your patients and your potential patients spend an incredible amount of time. So you want to be where they are. And the time is really now, because the competition in your field is growing faster than ever before, and marketing is beating results when it comes to attracting new patients like never before. And you have new competition with lots of dedicated time to figure out how to take your patients before you even know that they're looking for you. What I'm talking about here are referrals have changed. It's no longer the dentist saying, go see Dr. Smilemore, he's the best, or she's the best. Instead, it's, here are a few cards of some of the good orthodontists in town. Go give them a call. And then that patient starts looking you up. And someone that might not even have gotten a referral can actually get in front of you on that. And I don't want to see that happen. So who am I and why listen to me? Well, I do have 17 years working in the orthodontic industry. I also have a degree in marketing and computer science. So it was sort of like a match made in heaven for me when all of this digital marketing came about. I've also watched those big companies convince you to spend your money on marketing for them instead of you. And we'll talk about more of that in a little bit. I'm also a national speaker for the dental and orthodontic communities. I've had the good fortune of going all over the country to speak. I love doing that. So if anyone needs that, please let me know. And I'm also a certified customer acquisition specialist. All that means is that I took a whole bunch of tests to prove that I know what I'm doing. Fair enough? All right. If it's all right, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my story. And so we all know that successful people fail, and they fail a lot. So I want you thinking about is, how do you learn from other people's failures so that you can move even faster? So if it's all right, I'm going to tell you just a little story about my background, and I'm going to keep it mercifully short, I promise. So hopefully we're getting some virtual head nods out there. Okay, great. So you might have heard of a company called Ormco, I would hope, and that's kind of where I started in this industry. And after doing really well there, I got lured away to another company that's called Invisalign, so you've probably heard of them. Then eventually I got pulled over to work with Sesame Communications. Now, although things were going well, I couldn't stop thinking about my orthodontic friends who knew about my marketing degree and would always ask me about whatever the next campaign was that they were working on or planning. And I would do the same thing over and over again. 9 times out of 10, they would be showing me a postcard. And I would say, okay, the postcard, what do you want me to do when it arrives in my house? and they say, oh, I want you to call. And I say, okay, well, you might want to mention that somewhere on this, because they don't. There's no call to action. And I would say, okay, great. Where's your phone number? If you want me to call you, where's the phone number? And then they would turn it over and show me the little phone number. So I say, okay, you might want to make that a little bit bigger, so don't make me work for it. And then I would always ask, why should I call you? I'm going to get lots of these in the mail. Why would I call you? And they say, oh, well, we offer, the free consultation. Well, everybody does. So you have to have something that makes you stand out. So after going through this so many times, I decided I just had to go out on my own, stop these big companies from convincing you to market their brands and products instead of your brands and services. What I'm talking about here is when you're constantly talking about the product from that big company and using that name over and over again, it actually helps them more than it helps you, because that's what sticks, because they have big marketing dollars behind it as well. What you want to do, yes, capitalize on what they have, but brand you and your services. I hope that makes sense. And of course, there is another reason that I am so passionate about this industry. So I have to put a picture of my kids, right? I mean, have you ever been on a webinar where the speaker doesn't put a picture of their kids up there? All right, so I just want to point something out. You've probably figured this out. If you're looking closely, you'll see my daughter there. She was born with a cleft lip and palate. And because of the fact that I was involved in this industry, I was able to call a friend, have him create an obturator so that she could go home from the hospital without having to be on a feeding tube, because that was their standard of care. So this industry has actually truly been so helpful to my family that I want to give back. Now, we don't always get to choose what comes our way, but we do get to choose what we learn from it and how we decide to use it to help build us up. So what I want for everyone here today is for your practice to just be so busy that learning how to treat cleft kids like mine with the NAM device, reverse headgear, and all the other issues that are involved, that becomes something you want to do in your practice. And that's what I'm hoping for you. Okay, enough about me. I told you I'd keep it mercifully short. And let's do this. I want you to write this down. Consistent new patient flow equals freedom. And I just want that in your head, because I don't want you thinking about the one and done campaign. Hey, I tried this and that worked a little bit. I tried this and that didn't work. I want you to always think about how can you create a consistent flow using multiple campaigns so you always know you've got patients coming in the door. There are challenges though, right? You've probably got too many people telling you all the different ways there are out there to get new patients. So where do you start? And then there seems to just be a hot new online method every other day to distract you. And then how do you make sure that everything you do can be supported in your practice so it can actually work? Now, what I mean here is that if you're not already creating strong relationships with everyone who calls and comes into your practice, no amount of new phone calls is going to help. So if you are not creating an outstanding experience for your patients, more phone calls is only going to make your problems worse. So we have to make sure that you're ready for an increase in new calls before you do any online marketing. That's just my advice overall. And I know lots of people have learned this the hard way, so please don't let that be you. How about we talk about this is what I always am so excited about. It is that I want you seen everywhere. And that means Google Maps, videos, social media, review sites like Yelp, Facebook, Google, Super Pages. There's hundreds of them. And then in a moment, we're going to talk about that system that helps turn those prospects into patients before they even call. So what's different about what we're doing today? Google is still that 800-pound gorilla where you need to be found, but it is no longer about your website. So if you were thinking about spending a small fortune on a new site, please stop right now. Don't spend that money there. Spend it somewhere where it can really have an impact. And I'm going to give you the numbers on what I'm talking about here. But the title of this presentation was, is it a waste of your money, right? And this is one of those places where it can be a huge waste of money. And when I say a small fortune, I'm saying if you're looking to spend $5,000 or more on a website, stop. If you already have, that's okay. Okay, I'm not suggesting that you have a junky looking website that's confusing or there just is no reason to go crazy there anymore. Okay, I want you to just be thinking about how do we make your websites effective? Because it used to be about how do we get your site to be ranked for specific keywords, and sometimes it was a whole list of keywords somebody else told you that was valuable, but maybe it wasn't. So again, bringing us back to that money question, is it a waste? Ranking your website feels good, but phone calls are what keep the lights on. So what is it all about? It's about being found everywhere, especially on mobile. It is one of the fastest growing things that we're seeing right now, and Google has completely shifted the game to mobile. You have to be fast. You have to show them that you are the obvious choice, and then give them a reason to call you. And that means having an offer, a call to action just about everywhere that you can possibly imagine. So let's cover some myths. Some of the myths that we hear a lot is that, this online stuff just doesn't work. Now, there are plenty of ways that this stuff doesn't work. And when it's done right, it works great. So let's talk about how to do it right. How about maybe the myth that it just takes too long? Here's what's really fascinating is that Google's latest updates just in the last few months have made things work faster, not slower. And what's interesting is that tons of search engine optimization companies, the companies that try to get your site to rank, simply quit. So they're gone. Rather than learning the new techniques that really take advantage of these new things from Google so that they can get you those phone calls. And then the last one that I have here is maybe it costs too much. Now, if you're getting a very clean, very clear return on your investment, and it's better than anything else that you could be doing with those funds, there shouldn't be a too much, right? So if you gave me $1 and I gave you $2 back, how many dollars would you want to give me? So hopefully you're thinking as many as you can get your hands on. So yes, there are things like social media posts, newsletters, blog posts, weekly videos that you just should be doing that won't have that clear return on investment, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do them. So let's make sure that you have plenty of things in place to get that return on investment. Is that fair? All right, hopefully we're getting some virtual head nods with that as well. I want to make sure everyone's on board here. So let's go into the 3 simple steps to consistent new patient flow. Number 1 is visibility. You need a system to become the most visible orthodontic practice in your town or city. And you're going to hear me talk about this a lot. Phone calls, not rankings, and we'll get into it in detail. Then you need a system for getting consumers exactly what it is that they want to see, which are reviews. And I'm going to give you the data on that as well, because things have changed just in the last few months. And this is pretty powerful. And if you're thinking, oh, reviews, I've heard this all before, please hang in there with me because it is different. It is the data that I'm going to show you is going to be eye-opening. And I really want you to hear this because it is incredibly powerful. And then finally, you want to capture data. You have to have that system to what we call retarget. So if somebody shows that they are interested, but they don't take an action, we want every one of those people who shows that interest in your practice to see you over and over again. Now, we talked again about not wasting money on your website, but you have to have one. So let's make it work for you, and I'm going to show you how in just a moment. We're going to start with visibility. Number 1 here is Google Map 3-pack. Now, you might have heard of it as a snack pack, the local listing, maps listing. There's tons of different names for it, but it's where you show up in Google's map. Then we're going to make sure you're really looking at tracking phone calls, not keywords. Keywords are nice, but the phone calls are really what matters. And then finally, your website. And do people still visit the websites? All right, so I'm going to give you a little ninja trick here. If someone tells you that they're going to, quote unquote, optimize your Google Map listing to get it to rank, say thanks, but no thanks. Because today, there is close to 0 optimization that you can do on your Google Map listing that will affect how to show up in the maps. So believe it or not, today, getting to the top of the map is done outside of your Google My Business listing. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's get started by looking at the 3-pack and how it is changing. This first image, I just pulled it the other day, and I did a quick search for what is pretty good valued keyword, but it doesn't have nearly the search volume that some of the other ones do, because I wanted you to see what this kind of a page can look like. You'll see that you've got the map first, you've got the 3 people in the map, that's why we call it the 3-pack, and then you see some websites underneath for actual offices. But now let's take a look at a more specific keyword where I put in the CO for Colorado. Okay, once that happens, you notice those numbers just shot way up. So I went from 251,000 search results to 521,000 search results. And now we see ads. So the whole top portion, when you don't even scroll down, are ads. Now, the reason this is smaller on the right than it is on the left is because I had to shrink it just to get you to see anything below the ads. So the ads and then the map picture take up everything on the screen. So you have to scroll just to see it. Then what happens is that there's an ad in the map. So this is still considered a 3-pack, but the fourth person is an ad. So this is a real big game changer. And I really want you to see how valuable it is now to be in that map, because people don't really scroll much further. But if they do, look at the bottom, that's a Yelp directory listing, and it keeps on going. It gets harder and harder for you to show up below the map. But here's the thing, it's easier and easier to get found in the map if you know what you're doing. So I'm not showing screenshots of my phone because I had to scroll so far just to get past the ads to see the map that it didn't really work on this screen. But I want you to go ahead and do that on your phones when you have some time. But I want you to notice the reviews and think about who you would call at that point. So you've clicked on it, you saw the ads, you moved down to the map, and then you ask yourself who you're going to call next, because that is the big differentiator right now. Is you've gotten into the map, now you have to separate yourself somehow, and the reviews make that easier. Now we talk about phone calls. Here's the thing, you don't have to worry if your marketing firm is giving you real data, because you can get it directly from Google. Google is tracking this for you. So your marketing firm can just say, here is access to your analytics, and it's all from the Google My Business page, so there's no manipulating it. You can't change it. But here's the thing. I want you to notice that visits to websites, it still look good, right, over a 3-month period. But this is what I'm interested in, the number of phone calls. But look at the number of phone calls versus the number of visits to the website. That is what I really want you to take from this, because they find you, then they read your reviews, then they either call now or they read more reviews and call after. The point is they're calling more than they're going to the website. Really let that sink in. Here are the numbers. Now this is from 2016 versus 2017, but it just really is powerful. 17% fewer people will visit a website after reading good reviews than in 2016. So 37% from 2017 versus 54 in 2016. That is a huge, huge change. The number of consumers who would visit a business as their next step has grown by 10%. So that, again, is really powerful. And then 10% of consumers now contact the business after reading a positive review. So what else can you do to be more visible than everyone else? Because it's not the website. What is it? Other things that you can do with those reviews. You're going to hear me talk about reviews a lot, but here's the thing. It's so easy to take a review and turn it into a video and then make it easy to be found. So you can rank a video in search results in Google. So if somebody wants to see reviews about you, they can find them multiple different ways. And when you're in control of those videos, you get to show exactly what you want. And then if somebody is in YouTube, you can dominate YouTube because no one's really playing the game right here in YouTube. So if somebody does a search, and you'll notice that this was a search that wasn't specific to an office, just a location, and that office absolutely dominates. I mean, you would have to scroll page after page after page to find someone else's reviews showing up. All right, so let's make this easy. Yeah, we've got tools to make videos nice and easy, but you can do this too, all right? Videos are great. They rank, people will watch them, and people watch them on their phones. So just grab a really great review or two that you have, create a few PowerPoint slides or images, whichever's easier for you, and then create a quick video. Now with PowerPoint, you can literally just click a button and it will turn slides into a video for you. Then dress it up a bit with a logo sting, and I can show you what that looks like. But here's the thing: we're going to put a little thing here in your chat box. We've decided to give everyone that wants one what we call a logo sting, and it is a type of video that uses your logo. It makes you stand out from everyone else. It helps people connect with you so that every time they see this little video start one of your review videos, it just helps them recognize that this is coming from you. And then you can use that for anything and everything. So I'm hoping that that's there. Can we? All right, so good, great. I think it did come up. So please feel free to take advantage of that. Don't share it with anybody. It really does take us a lot of time to build these, and we're going to do them custom. So it's going to be specific to you and your practice, your logo, colors, all those things. So we just want to give that to you for being here and staying this long with us, because it really is a huge value. And I want to make sure that everyone gets that nugget, right? So we had most people saying they wanted a nugget or two. Here's that nugget. Create a video from your reviews. We can help you, but you can do this on your own as well. And having that video will make it look even more professional. Let's talk about your website, because it does matter. You do have to have a website, but what should they do? Now, most offices want their website to look amazing and have it generate leads and phone calls. But most websites are just designed to look pretty and provide a ton of good information, which is really good for your search engine optimization, meaning ranking that website in Google. And I'm just as guilty of that as anyone. But what matters is taking someone who doesn't know you yet, what we call a suspect, turning them into a prospect because they now think, this sounds interesting, and then moving them into what we call a lead, meaning they've raised their hand and said, I'm interested, and then they become a patient. That is the whole process. And we call that the customer journey. So even if you have a website currently, and maybe you did spend a ton of money on it, that's okay. Go through it and make sure that you have some basic things in place. And then I want you to think about that customer journey. How are you taking people from being a suspect to a prospect to a lead? Number one, always make sure that phone number is high, bright, and to the right. So it's up in the right-hand corner of every page on your website. If you've got a contact page, make sure there's a form on it so it makes it easy for them. If you have a schedule page, better have a form on it, right? Have directions. Maybe you have live chat, a bot chat. And we're going to talk a little bit about bots because this is amazing technology that I really want you to take advantage of. Just make it easy for people to get in touch with you, and that alone can help. And if you feel that it'd be valuable, we can plan another webinar for you to really talk about setting up a website that takes you from a suspect to a lead or to a patient. And I think we have a poll for that. So if we can put that up, if you think there would be value in that, where I really would like to do a hot seat. Some of the people that have signed up for this webinar, we took a peek at a few of the websites just kind of to see what we had to work with. Some of them are beautiful, gorgeous, and with just a couple little tweaks, I promise you it can make a huge difference. So if that would be valuable, go ahead and put that in there, and we'll track that. And if it makes sense, we'll go ahead and make that part of our next opportunity for you. Okay, so that's enough about websites. Let's move on to reviews, because we know that they're important. And I know you've probably heard about it ad nauseum, but I really want to hone in on some data, and I'm going to get to it, I promise. You have to have an easy system to gather reviews. You cannot ask your team to learn something new and to here's the new script that we're going to use, and here's the type of, no, I want you to make it as easy for them as possible. And then when you get the reviews, market with them. So like we said, create a video from it. Do more than just say, thanks, we got a review on Google. Make sure people are seeing it in lots of different ways. Now, if you've seen me speak before, you've probably heard me talk about the 5 simple words, because getting reviews does not have to be difficult. So you have to have a system that is designed to get those reviews without any extra effort from your team. That is really important because it can fall apart at that point. And we already know that they work hard. So do you think you and your staff can learn the 5 simple words? Because if you can, I'm going to show them to you in a moment. All right, not yet. I promise I will get to it. So let's talk about consumers and what it takes for them to trust you. So the first question is, how many reviews does a consumer look up before making a decision? And go ahead and put in the chat box, how many do you think they're going to look up before they decide that you are someone that they would want to call or contact? So I'll just give it a couple of seconds here. Hopefully we're getting some numbers in there. All right, so the number is actually 10. And this, we had originally gotten this data from about a year ago, and then I got it again. This is from 2018. We don't have 2019 because we won't have that until 2020, but 2018 numbers are showing that it's still 10 reviews for someone to make a decision. Now, the next bit of information is, how many reviews does a business need before a consumer can trust them? And I'm guessing most of you can guess this number. It is 6 to 10. So that means that they have to see 6 5-star reviews or your business is not trusted online. But the data from last year shows something even more interesting. This I found shocking. 40% of consumers only consider reviews written within the past 2 weeks. And that is up from 18% in 2017. I found that shocking, but I knew that was the trend, which is why we're always talking about having a system to consistently get new reviews. You don't want to just spend a month driving reviews, getting 50, 60 great reviews, and then stopping, because according to this data, those are not going to be considered anymore after 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So I really want that to sink in. Then this number, I think, is also really telling. This is shocking to me as someone who is older than that 34-year-old market, but 91% of 18 to 34-year-olds, they trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation. That is shocking to me. A personal recommendation is not worth more than what they see online. So I really want all this to sink in. Now, how do you put all this on autopilot? What can you do? Well, it comes down to those 5 simple words. Would you sign out, please? And if you can do that, I promise you, you will be able to consistently get reviews. Now, the whole process that would, if someone were to use this particular tool, it would just be asking for feedback. It puts them into a system that asks for feedback, and it just takes over from there. You don't have to do anything else. Now, if you already have a rock solid system in place to get those reviews and you'd like to get more out of it, I want you to start asking people for their feedback or their opinion on how their visit went. Asking for a review, it can be uncomfortable, right? But asking people to share their opinion or their feedback, it's easy, and people love to give their opinion. So that would be my other nugget for you. If you've got a great system, but you'd like to get more out of it, start asking for people's opinion. Don't ask for a review. Let the software, let the system take that step, because they've done what we call a micro commitment. They've said, yes, I'd love to give my opinion. Then they do. And then the software says, great, turn it into review. And most people will. Now, the next tip for you is get feedback from everyone, not just the people who you know are thrilled. You truly want that negative feedback so that you know what's broken and what needs to be fixed. And then you can fix it. This is incredibly valuable to the practice, and it can turn an unhappy patient into a raving fan, but only if you get that negative feedback. Now, if you're thinking, hey, Brian, but I don't want that negative feedback out there on those interwebs, make sure that your system includes a filter, or what we call a negative feedback process that keeps it all in-house so that only you get to see that negative information, and then you can contact the patient and then make it right. So those are the 2 big tips there, and hopefully you can start using them tomorrow. And if you're not in the office tomorrow, start using them on Monday. And then finally, don't manage your reviews, market with those reviews. So now you have reviews on services, your team coming in, all of these reviews are coming in. What do you do with them? Well, make sure you put them on your website. That'd be step 1. How about social media? Turn them into an image. So it doesn't have to just be text on social media. And then once you have an image, you can put it on your photo sharing sites. Then we talked about creating a video. And yes, we've got a great system to do that, but I showed you that you can do this as well. I really want you to take a second and think this through. Having an overwhelming amount of reviews and a star rating that literally dwarfs your nearest competitor, that is the referral system of the 21st century. I really want that to hit home for you. Now, it also helps with step 1, right? Visibility. You work hard to get those outstanding reviews. Make sure everyone sees those reviews, and this is how you do it. And this can all be done. You can do this. Number 3, capture. And we absolutely know that you're doing all this work. You've been seen as the obvious choice. Let's stay in front of these people. Don't miss this opportunity. So we're going to talk about retargeting, and I call it your pixel list. And we're going to explain exactly what a pixel is in just a moment. Then easy ways to capture information. Hopefully we'll be able to give you a couple of little nuggets that you can start using right away. And then scheduling on your site. You're going to love this. I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. So we've gotten people to the website, right? You are the obvious choice, but we know that 96% of website visitors never contact you. So they visit the site. Now what we want to do is put what we call a browser pixel onto their browser. And that way, those 96%, you know that you can follow them around the internet now. So you can market only to those people that have shown an interest in who you are. And you can show them these ads, offers, all of this stuff can be done on all the other sites on the internet, not just yours, not just Facebook. It's a huge opportunity. And then you follow them around for maybe 90 days until they're ready to buy. So the problem that we have right here is that we know that they have a potential to buy from you. They have a potential to become a patient. But there's no way of knowing who is who, but we know that they're going to fall into one of 3 categories. Maybe they are looking for a deal. So if they are, hey, let's show them a deal. Okay, show them what we call an offer ad. And then you can just show them and follow them around. Now, I don't know if anyone saw this particular ad, but this is what we followed you around with if you came to the sign up page for this particular webinar, but did not sign up. If you didn't make it to what we call our thank you page, then we followed you around for a couple of days with this ad. What was amazing was this ad actually had what we consider a 15% click-through rate. That means that 15% of the time that this ad was shown, someone clicked on it. Now, the industry average for an ad like this, what we call a retargeting ad, is 0.6%. And we were getting 15. So I want that to sink in. When you do this right, when you think through this process, it can be extremely effective. Now, how about maybe they were just looking for a reputable practice? And at that point, we just show them some of your reviews, right? We can put that on your ads and place that everywhere that they go. Maybe they were just looking for a specific type of a brand. Maybe they were looking for Invisalign or something along those lines. So make them an offer and use that brand information. So these are all the different things that we can do. So we have branding offers, we have straight up offers, and we have review ads. Yes, you can do this. This used to cost tens of thousands of dollars. It no longer costs anywhere near that. Now, you might be thinking, okay, it all makes sense, but I don't really want to do anything that sophisticated. I don't want to deal with all that. But you do understand that you should still be making offers to the people that have visited your website. So how about if I show you how you can track and then retarget these people using just Facebook, where there's no cost to you whatsoever? Does that sound fair? All right, again, I'm hoping for some virtual head nods. Okay. This particular slide is what I would like you to do first. So there's this little icon at the top. I know it's going to look small on your screen, but it is called the Facebook Pixel Helper, and there's the bigger version. So if you tap on it, it gets bigger. And what it does is it allows you to see if your website has a Facebook pixel on it. And it's very easy to add to your browser. Just do a quick search for Facebook Pixel Helper in Google, and then just follow the steps. And what's amazing is that Google will know what browser you're on, and then it will give you the steps for that particular browser. So if it's Google's Chrome or Firefox, whatever it is, they'll show you how to set that up. Then go to your website and see if you have the Facebook pixel. And if it's not, go ahead and add it. It's absolutely free from Facebook. I highly recommend that you just start gathering that data, even if you don't know what to do with it yet. Gather the data, okay? And I just put this in here so you can kind of see. You would just go to your Facebook ads account. If you don't have one, set a free one up, no problem. Then all you have to do is click in the upper left-hand corner. Now mine is going to say pixels right away because I use it a lot. Otherwise, you just click on the add tools and away you go. So again, in the left, pixels, add tools, and then just follow the directions. Facebook is excellent about showing you how this works. And if for whatever reason it's too complicated or you don't have that level of access to your website, then just send it to your web guy or gal, and they'll know exactly what to do with it. Now, once you have your Facebook pixel added, you can start creating what we call custom audiences, lookalike audiences, and then do that retargeting that we talked about. All right, so the next slide here, I was going to show you exactly how to do this. I'm looking at my time, and I'm going a little long, so I'm going to try to get done for you really quickly here. So what I'd like to know is, if I think we might have a poll for it, is would it make sense to cover that information? Do we have that? Yeah, so if that's something that you'd like to see on another webinar, or maybe just a video that shows you how to do that, how to set that up, let us know on that poll, because we'd like to know if that's something that would be of high value for you, or if you're thinking, nope, I would rather just have another company take care of that. I don't want to even think about it. But I'd like to know if that would be of value to you, and then we can put something like that together for you. All right, so again, the whole point is to capture that data. And there are other ways. I love this. Speaking of Facebook, do you have a chat feature right now on your website? Now, a lot of companies do. Well, that also means that you've got a relatively large monthly expense, and you may or may not have somebody that's manning that chat, that is paying attention to that chat for you through the company that's doing it. That they might be good, they might not, okay? So I want you to think about maybe making it a Facebook chat bot instead, because you can automate this entire process right up until the point where they need to talk with the live person, and then you just take over from there. It is amazing because when someone contacts you through the Facebook Messenger on your website, they are now on your list. And then you have their real information because you got it from Facebook. Now, the automation possibilities are amazing. Would you like to see something kind of fun that I'm going to try and do this? So let me know if you want to see. I just want you to kind of see the possibilities. So can you see the screen now where you kind of see that fun little GIF there? Let me see if it's showing up. All right, no, it doesn't look like it wants to show. Oh, there it goes. Good. All right. So what I want you to see here is that at the top it says, all right, Brian, get ready for some laughs. And if you'd like the link, just go ahead and put it in the chat box, and our assistant will go ahead and put the link right in there so that you can do this yourself. But all this is showing you is just how capable these things are, because this is just about putting some jokes up. But I want you to think about, if we can do this level of jokes where we can just make it fun, think about the level of conversation you can have through a bot. And you don't try to pretend like it's not a bot. Let people know that it absolutely 100% is a bot, and then let them know at what point they're going to talk to an actual live person. So this one, I love. What kind of dog keeps the best time? A watch dog, right? Now, if you say it was a good one, then I'll say, all right, I knew you'd love that one. What's Forrest Gump's password? Now, if you were going through this, you'd get something different. And I love this one, One Forrest One, for the password. But here's the thing. As you go through this process, it continues to be fun. It continues to ask you questions. People know that it's a bot, but people do engage with these. And then if you do it again, let's say I come back and I click on that same link. I want some more jokes from Topline. Well, it'll say back for more. Well, it knows what jokes you've already gotten. So it's going to give you some new ones. And then again, you could say, good one, lousy, and it will go through that whole process. So I really just want you to see just how capable these things are. All right, let's get back to the presentation. And if you wanted that link, just go ahead and ask for it, and we'll get that out to you. All right, now once they have interacted with you on your Facebook Messenger chat, then we have their data. And you're going to get whatever their picture is. You're going to get all their information. You can do a chat with them directly. You're going to be able to, what we call, segment your list through tags. You can see how they came in. You can do custom fields. So if there's specific information you want your bot to ask people, we can gather all that information so that when you're ready to talk with someone personally, you have all the data that you need in order to be able to help them. So it's really about making sure that you make your life easy, make their life easy, and just go for it. All right. So try this Facebook Messenger. I use a tool that is called ManyChat. And the reason I use it is because it is outstanding. It makes it so it's so easy for you to create this chat bot, and you put it on your website. It doesn't slow your website down, so there's no problems there. It's a great, great tool. Okay, so I also want you to think that if you're on your phone, I don't know if you've ever used the Facebook Messenger, but it practically takes over your phone. You can't not open it, and that's how powerful this is. And then once someone's on that list, let's say you just want to say, hey, we have a special for parents today. And here it is. Click if you'd like to learn more. And then you can just do that at any time that you want. That is what is so amazing about this. And if you had a chat through another company, you wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, how about the last one here? This is so powerful. It comes from Dolphin, and it allows you to make it even easier for people to sign up with you, to get started. All right, so you click on a little button on a website that says schedule my free smile assessment, or whatever it is that you call it. And then once they do that, they go through this very simple process where they fill out all their patient information. It goes directly into your Dolphin scheduler. And then they go to step 2, which would be availability. So you show them what part of your schedule you're comfortable letting them schedule on. So you might be thinking, I don't want anybody to just be able to schedule. But here's the thing. If you've made it easy and you have a little block of time for these types of people, it can be extremely effective. Then they schedule their appointment directly through Dolphin, and they're done. And that's it. Now, you might be thinking still, I'm not comfortable with it. So let's talk about some of the statistics. This came directly from Dolphin. This was 6 beta test offices from January of 2019. 200 patients scheduled an appointment in January alone through those 6 offices using this tool. That is how powerful it is. So again, you've got a great website, but you don't have this. Add it. This is amazing. Then a company called Just Orthodontics, they added 3 consults during the Super Bowl. Now, you might remember the Super Bowl was a little bit boring. Okay, most people felt that way. So some people said, well, I'll pull out my phone and I'll just get a few things done. And 3 people scheduled. Now, here's what's amazing. 100% showed up. All right, they showed up. And 100% that were ready for treatment started treatment. And I really want that to sink in. This stuff works. Think of it like when you go to a restaurant and you know you're going to be going to a restaurant on a busy night. Do you want to go to one where you're going to cross your fingers and hope that you can get seated? Or do you want to go to one where you can just go and schedule your appointment? You can say, I'm going to come at 7:00. Great, it's open. And then you get to just walk right in. That's what people are looking for. And you have the opportunity to give it to them. All right. Okay. I think I've covered an awful lot today. There's plenty more that I would love to talk about. So we're gonna stop here. We're gonna talk about some questions. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. I'm gonna do my best to go through things, and please bear with us because there's so many people on the webinar that we do have a delay. It's about 20 to 30-second delay from the feed. So if you hear a little silence when you've asked your question, or if I'm kind of reading them and then it seems like some silence, that's why. And then I also want to put this here. If you would like to schedule what we call a discovery call, just go to practicefield.rocks/discovery. There's nothing for sale there. Just you can fill out a form and then you can ask me questions directly. And what we do is we'll get some information from you. We'll put together a plan that you can then go ahead and use yourself, or you can have our help. Either way, totally cool with me. So and also please note, we don't work with everybody. So it's not some big sales pitch in disguise. It really is a discovery to see if there's a match. So again, nothing for sale. Just want you to know that if you want that extra level of help, if you would like to ask me some questions personally, then let's go and do it. All right. And I think there was I wanted to ask one other poll question. I want to know if there's something specific that we can offer you for another webinar sometime down the road. And I think we have a couple of questions in there to find out kind of what it is that you want. So rather than us guess and hopefully get it right, I really want to make sure that you're getting exactly what it is that you want. All right, so I am going to get back over here to see if I can't get some questions. All right, so I'm going to talk to my assistant here. Do we have, I'm seeing Aaron. Aaron, you asked a question. I said, what was the program you just showed that allows patients to enter their info schedule directly into Dolphin? That actually comes directly from Dolphin. Go ahead and call your sales rep because it is outstanding. I highly recommend that you utilize it. And if you ever need any help with installing it on your website, let us know. Hopefully we'll be able to point you in the right direction. But if you have a web guy, web gal, go ahead and utilize them because they'll be able to put that on there for you. And then put it on your home page. Don't hide this scheduling. Make it super easy. All right, take advantage of that. All right, I would like the link. I'm just looking to see what other questions we have. We got some yes, please. All right, we sent you the links. Good. Okay, so we had someone says, my mouse wigged out. I couldn't click the logo sting, but I'd like one. So I think, all right, I think we took care of that already. So we're good shape there. All right, Dwayne, we've got your information, so we'll definitely be in contact with you. Oh, Tammy, I'm sorry you couldn't hear. If anyone is in that position where you can't hear, there should be a refresh button at the top that usually solves the problem. All right, let's go see what else we have. Is any other questions? Please put them in there. I'm just kind of scrolling through. And I think we covered everything. So I'm gonna hang out for a couple more minutes. Dolphin Online New Patient Forms. So Matt, thank you for that. Matt just explained exactly what they're called. They're called the Dolphin Online New Patient Form. That's what you can add to your website. Highly, highly recommend it. All right, how do you market reviews with photo sharing and video sharing? All right, Laura, that is an excellent question. When you have a review that came through any source, what you can do is you can turn it into an image. You can just use PowerPoint or Keynote, whatever it is that you're comfortable using, and turn it into an image. And then put that on your sharing sites, on those photo sharing sites. You can sign up for all of them for free, and then you just post them there. You can use hashtags to help people find them. And it's a great way to get more exposure for those reviews. For video sharing, we recommend that you create that video, put it onto YouTube. You simply create an account on YouTube, and you can create a business account and then load it up to YouTube, and then share it on your website, share it on any other place where you can share a link, and then even put it on Facebook. We find that when Facebook has what we call a native video loaded, it gets seen. And native video means that you didn't put a link to YouTube, you actually loaded the video directly to Facebook. That will have a bigger impact. So I highly recommend that you do that. So Laura, if I haven't quite answered your question, please feel free to go ahead and ask again. And if anyone has a question that is outside of what we talked about, but you're just really hoping that I can help you, ask away. I'm happy to stay here for as long as we need. All right, I'm going to keep on going here. Did you share more than one link? All right, so hopefully, Shanna, hopefully you got what you needed. But if you didn't, please just ask again what kind of a link it is that you need. We'll be happy to get that to you. All right, we have. Oh, there, Lisa, thank you. You put the link to the new patient forms. Very good. All right. Yes. Okay, so if you have stayed here till the end, I appreciate it. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and put up the link to the Google My Business 2.0 video course. All right, so we're going to put it up there. It is 100% free. It's, again, not a sales pitch. It's just information. If you find it valuable, great. And if you can get a couple of good nuggets out of it, I really would be pleased that you can take advantage of that. So please go ahead, sign up for that, absolutely free, and enjoy it. So Laura, photo sharing sites such as Instagram. Okay, so Instagram is an interesting animal. Yes, you can put those review images onto Instagram, but the way that Instagram is effective is that it's more of a story, and that is where you can have a better impact. So don't just put the image, tell a little story if you can, then post the image, and it will have a better impact. And yes, you can have an Instagram account just for the office. So hopefully that answers your question. All right. Canva is a great way to create the quick review video. Absolutely. Canva, there's a Spark from Adobe. They'll do beautiful videos. There's all kinds of ways to do it. So yeah, Canva, I love Canva. I think it's great. So thanks, Shannon. I appreciate you putting that up there. All right. New patient online forms also offers online scheduling. Yes. I can't click on it. Can I get an email? Akir, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm not sure what you can't click on. So if you can put what it is that you need, and I think my assistant might already have it, but go ahead and tell us, Akir, what you said you can't click on it. Can I get an email? Maybe if you just put your email in there and let us know what it is that you need, then we'll be happy to get it to you. All right. So Laura, were you recommending a sign out process that asks for reviews on an iPad? Great question. Okay. No. So that's the short version. No, we don't want people to leave reviews on an iPad in your office because it will not stick, meaning it will get filtered, whether it is put on Google, Facebook, Yelp. It will get filtered because it is coming from the same IP address, the same location every time. And that is not good. You don't want that. What we are doing is having people sign out, yes, using an iPad, and then the software kicks in and it sends them a text message that says, would you please, would you give us your feedback on your visit? And then it takes them to a page that says, would you recommend us, yes or no? And the reason we do that is because we want that micro commitment. Because if they say, yes, I'd recommend you, then we say, great, we'd love it if you would leave a review. So they've already said, yes, I would. And now we're asking them to do exactly what they said they would. So with the text message marketing like that, we're getting about 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6 of those texts that go out are leaving a review online, which is excellent. Now, we also will send out emails if we want to do that. But the emails, it's about 1 out of 20, 1 out of 30 will actually leave an email. So that's why we really love the text message marketing that way. So Laura, to really make sure I'm clear, we use the iPad or any tablet at all just to get them into our system. Once they're in our system, we then use their phone in order to get the review, because when it comes through their phone, they're already connected to these accounts and it sticks. It will not get filtered. Even Yelp, which is notorious for filtering good reviews and then showing all the bad reviews, it won't get filtered because it came from their phone. Even if they don't have a lot of reviews, when it comes from their phone, it sticks. All right, so hopefully I didn't belabor that too much, but I want that to be really, really clear. Okay, Shelly, what software for the opinion review? Shelly, if you'd like to know more about that, I promised there was nothing for sale on here, and I'm going to stick to it. Just shoot us your email and say, email me details on the opinion review software. I'd be happy to do that, or give us your phone and we'll give you a call and we can walk you through it. And if it's a match, great. If not, no harm done, as long as you kind of know what it is that what you can do with all this great information. All right, Shelly, hopefully that takes care of that. But again, just give us your information. We'd be happy to help you. Okay. Oh, Kira, my mouse isn't working. Oh no, I'm sorry. You said my name right. Oh, good. Great. All right. So marketing okay, we got that information. Great. So we're good. All right. We'll get a whole bunch of links to you so you have everything you need. All right, Trevor, what do you recommend for software to manage that opinion review? Same thing for you, Trevor. Give us your contact information and we'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. There's a lot of different versions of the software that we recommend that we will put in place for you. So we just want to make sure that we know more about what your needs are so that we're giving you exactly what you need, and we'll take it from there. So I'd be happy to talk to you about that, Trevor. All right. And then Akira, I need a link to the free Google info. Good. You got it. All right. My assistant's giving me the thumbs up. You're good. All right. Laura, gotcha. Thank you. That's what software are you using to send reviews text? So it's Laura, it's all the same software. So if you'd like to have access to it and you'd like to learn more, just give us a shout. Pop your email in there and we'll be happy to do that. Or fill out the form. I think we put up the link somewhere in there to fill out a form where you can have a discovery call. Go ahead and fill that out. Like I said, it's truly a discovery call to see if there might be a match for us. And if we can give you that plan that you can use yourself, we're going to do that. And if you want our help, great. And if not, we're going to show you exactly how to take advantage of what we put together for you. All right. Can we access your calendar later? Yes. So Shelly, if you keep that link, you can certainly go and use that another time. So hopefully that answers your question. But yes, the calendar will be available. I'm not going to turn that off anytime soon. I want to make sure that we have a couple of days. If you're unsure what times are available or what's going to be best, then we'll leave that up for you. All right. Thank you. Great webinar. All right, Aaron, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the webinar. Thank you very much. And let's see. Email me, Thomas, the info on the software for the patient review. Okay, Thomas, we've got your details. We will absolutely do that for you. Great. Okay. Well, we've been going now for exactly 1 hour, which is what we were shooting for. I'm actually on time. I love it. If you have other questions, I'm happy to stay here for as long as it takes. But if we're all done, then please feel free to click on off. But I do want you to know that I appreciate your time. I really do. I respect the fact that you've taken the time with us, and I did promise myself we would stick to an hour. So hopefully everyone's gotten some of those nuggets. Now, for all of you that wanted the nuggets, can you tell me if you've gotten at least one or two that you're going to start utilizing? I'd love to know that you're going to utilize some of this stuff, because that's what I'm really after. I want to make sure that you take some action on what you learned today. Love the webinar, Thomas. Great. I'm glad. Thank you so much. And I'm just going to hang out for a few more minutes. If there's any other questions, please feel free to let me know. I'm seeing that we still have a lot of people on the call. We have, I think, 31 still hanging out with us. Thank you for doing that. And like I said, happy to hang out. If you have any other questions, fire away, even if it has nothing to do with what we talked about, but it has to do with digital marketing. That's obviously what I'm passionate about. So please ask away. All right, so we'll just do a quick countdown, just a couple more minutes. All right, Shelly, small office need to make everything as staff-free as possible. You are right. Yeah, that is the key, right? They're already overworked, so don't ask too much. That's great. All right, off to post reviews to YouTube. Nice, Shanna. Hey, do me a favor and send me a copy of the YouTube reviews. I'd love to see what you come up with. If you don't mind, I would love to see that. My email is Brian, Brian, at toplinemanagement.com. Hopefully we can just put that in there for you. Reach out to me. I'd love to see what you come up with the videos. Everyone else, hey, if you create some videos, put those out on YouTube. I'd love to see what you create. So please send me a copy. I'd love to see it. That'd be great. And anything else, even if you put it up on some just some images, I'd love to see what you come up with. All right, good. There it is. All right. So feel free to shoot me an email again if you have questions. I'd love to see what everyone comes up with. Now I'm seeing we still have 26 people. I'm happy to hang out a couple more minutes. All right, great reminder about Dolphin's schedule online option. Yeah, and the beta stats. Aren't those amazing? What do you think about Facebook funnels? So Laura, Facebook funnels. I'm going to make an assumption that what you're talking about is running ads on Facebook to a funnel that will take somebody from hopefully an interested person to an actual patient, or that is asking for some specific kind of an information or a coupon. So if that's the case, then yeah, I love them. They are really effective. Now we recommend very simple 2-step funnels. And a funnel, for those of you that don't know, a funnel is where you take them step by step through a process that goes from, hey, I saw your ad that offered a free this or offered a discount on that. And on Facebook, yes, we have to do something that is free or a huge discount for it to be effective. There's just no two ways about it. Now we can run ads in other places that you don't have to, give away farm, so to speak. You don't have to make it a big offer. But on Facebook, because it's what we call interruptive marketing, you have to make it huge. They have to go, holy smokes. All right. And if you saw the presentation we did for the Dolphin users meeting, we actually call it an HSO offer, a holy smokes offer. Because if it doesn't get their attention at that level, doesn't matter what you do next, because they're just not going to click on the ad. So we can get good clicks. Then you go to a funnel, and a funnel step 1 would be, here is all the information about what we are offering you, and here's what we need you to do in order to take advantage of the offer. And then step 2 is a thank you page where you can say, thank you, here's the next step, here's what we're going to do next. And then, hey, if you go ahead and move a little faster, if you call us by this time, we'll kick in an extra something. And it's usually free teeth whitening with treatment, something along those lines. So that is what we consider a Facebook funnel, and you can run it on anything. So it doesn't have to just be Facebook. Those funnels are extremely effective. So Laura, hopefully I've answered your question, probably more information than you wanted. But if you'd like to talk about it, fill out that form. I'd be happy to do a discovery call. Or if you just want to chat about funnels and what you've tried and what's worked, I'd be more than happy to let you know what we've done. All right. Pam, are you able to send a copy of this webinar to me? Pam, we are going to send to everyone that has been here a replay. So that'll be there tomorrow at 4:30. It takes about 24 hours in order to get it all rendered and get it out to you. So give us until tomorrow afternoon. And yes, we'll send that out for everybody. All right. So we're down to 20. We still have 20, and I promise I'll stay until we're done with questions. And I'm pretty much done. If you have questions, please just go ahead and drop them in there. I'll stay for another minute or two. Otherwise, thank you to everybody. I really appreciate your time. It was really fun. I look forward to doing it again. And thanks so much. It was really great. And Matt, if you're still on and you're listening, thank you for that wonderful introduction. And thank you for the opportunity to speak with everybody today. I love doing it, so I can't wait to do it again. All right. I think that covers it. We haven't seen any questions come in here for a little while. Thank you so much. Please reach out if you have other questions that we didn't get to answer today. And I look forward to talking with you all real soon. All right. That's it for me. Bye for now.